Okay, this is the same high meat from the other day. I took some for my friend, and it seems like new maggots grew like overnight. I don't know. There's like 2 pieces of meat and then a bunch of juice. I'm gonna have the bigger piece. There's also 2 dead maggots that I guess dried up and turned black or something. I'm gonna save those for Layla.
Today I'm going to be talking about an Instagram user by the name of scottlivez or scottlivez, I don't know. Either name works though. Scott started his online career sometime in 2024, I'm pretty sure, where he would post videos of himself drumming. But his content quickly changed into him eating raw meat. But it wasn't just any kind of raw meat. Scott mainly focused on eating fermented raw meat, which means it had been sitting for at least 2 weeks, sometimes way over that, inside of sealed jars so it would spoil quicker.
So I just had the fermented liver. I feel pretty good. I waited 15 minutes and now I'm going to have some more fermented pork. So it's, I don't know, 3.5 weeks old now, I guess. I think there's too much fat in this pork because it's not fermenting like the way I'd like it to. Like, it's supposed to reek and stink like super bad and like burn your mouth. But this stuff, like, I don't think it's gonna burn my mouth. Like, ugh. Fuck.
The reason Scott eats raw fermented meat is, believe it or not, for his health. At least that's what he says. He claims that everything doctors say about getting parasites from raw meats is a lie, and that raw fermented meat is actually very beneficial for you. But in order to not get sick from eating raw fermented meat, you have to ferment it the right way. And the way Scott does it is by burping the jars every day. And I don't know why, but the air leaving these jars is like the most disgusting sound to me. Because who knows what fumes are escaping that jar.
I really want to eat some rotten meat, but it's not ready yet. I was craving it. It's like, oh, it'd be really nice if it was actually ready now. Like I said, it's probably going to be about another week. It's starting to stink. It's getting to be good, almost ready. I'm just ready for it to be ready because I really want to eat it. Just another week.
The reason Scott believes what he believes is because he read a couple of books written by a man named Aajonus. This man, Aajonus, claims that after his multiple cancers came back, he traveled across the entire North American continent by bicycle and train. He did this so that he could stay with native tribes and learn their magical healing ways. And the tribes told him that he needed to eat raw meat to heal. Thank you to this man on Instagram. And Scott, who was obviously a follower of this man, took his advice and started an all raw meat diet, also known as the primal diet. Scott also likes to talk about a lot of the bullshit that Aajonus claimed. And one of them was that he could tell if a person was healthy or not just by looking in their iris, which is already stupid.
What differentiates Aajonus from every other nutritionist is his iridology and palm readings. Every other nutritionist just guesses based off of, oh, they feel better, or bullshit blood work, which is completely inaccurate. Aajonus looks at the irises, and it's undeniable if you look at the iris, if it's clear or not. The clearest color in your iris is what the entire eye is supposed to look like. Any discolorations is a representation of toxins in that part of the body. The iris reflects the health of the entire body, and so does the palm.
Scott also loves to contradict doctors, once again with a lot of the bullshit that Aajonus claimed. Scott says that if you have a high blood pressure, just forget about it and act like it's not even happening. But if you have a low blood pressure, eat something real quick to fix it. He also says that doctors that say that some diseases are incurable are stupid, because he believes that sometime in the future, things like autism could be cured. And if he's going to try and cure autism by eating rotten meat, then the world's doomed. But obviously, everything that Aajonus said is true, so maybe it's not, right?
I'm amazed at the ignorance of the general population and their loyalty to these doctors who can't even produce results. One of the most important principles that I live by is that absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Just because something hasn't been done before doesn't mean it's not possible. For example, the people saying that autism can't be cured. Why do you want to believe that it's impossible for it to be cured? You don't think it's possible whatsoever in all of eternity that somehow someone could figure out how to heal it?
Scott also gets questioned a lot about if he gets worms or not, because getting worms is something that can definitely happen if you're eating raw meat. He claims that he has unfortunately not had worms before, but guess who did get worms? Aajonus. And Aajonus claims that worms are actually beneficial for you, which Scott obviously believes.
Have I ever had worms in my poop from eating raw meat yet? Unfortunately, no, I have not. I haven't been able to do that. I don't know. I guess my body is too toxic for them to thrive inside of me. Aajonus Vonderplanitz teaches that they actually help break down dead cells and dissolve toxins. And he had constipation his entire life until he got parasites for the first time. He did it on purpose by this one recipe where you can spawn them in your body. And after that, his constipation went away. And he never had it ever again. Once he saw his first tapeworm in his poop, it was at that time that he had his last constipation, and he shit easily for the rest of his life.
Genuinely, one of the dumbest things that Scott believes is that blood work tells you absolutely nothing about your health. I don't know if you caught it earlier, but he was talking about how blood work is bullshit.
Bullshit blood work, which is completely inaccurate.
And Scott hates the thought of blood work so much that he doesn't even believe in it. But let's be honest, there's a reason why he doesn't want it done. He knows it won't come back normal.
I do not believe in blood work. I don't think that it could tell me anything useful that I could use to make a difference in my life. I know how I feel, and I can look at myself and see how I look, and I can base my diet off of that. The blood work, you can have perfect blood work and have terrible health. And you could also be progressing towards better health and have bad blood work. Aajonus had a client whose kid had autism and was making amazing progress, but the doctors were trying to scare them because he had bad blood work. But why does it matter? He's making progress.
Adding on again to the dumb shit that Scott believes in. Despite being slightly overweight, he says that he wants to be fatter. I'm just gonna keep saying the same thing over and over again, basically, but he believes it's beneficial for you. Shit's starting to piss me off, I'm not gonna lie. Like, is there anything that's bad for you, Scott?
I'm not nearly as fat as I'd like to be. On the problem that you're supposed to get fat so you have more nutrients to absorb toxins and heal. I'm probably like a 32-inch waist. The biggest I ever was a 36, and I actually felt really good. And so I don't want to have a six-pack. I don't want to be ripped. I don't consider that to be healthy. Why would having more fat on your body be bad? It's just literally stored nutrients, and why would more nutrients be harmful? It's just a bunch of bullshit science to confuse you so that you're actually unhealthy.
Somehow this man, Scott, has also met some of his followers in real life and gotten them to eat raw meat with him. And he's just gotten people that he knows to eat the fermented meat. I don't care how close I am to you, Scott. I am not eating fermented meat for your video.
Good. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah. Goddamn.
Well, he has 3 weeks to live. This last video I want to show you guys explains everything that Scott is trying to do perfectly. In the beginning, he kind of jokes about it being a cult, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy got caught running a cult one day. But anyways, enjoy Scott's speech about living in peace and harmony with raw and fermented meat.
I'm looking for people who would like to join my new cult. In this cult, we'll eat diets perfect to optimize our health, putting nothing poisonous in our body. We live by the standards of always being honest with ourselves and others, always striving to do what we know is right. We will work to live in nature, away from pollution, noise pollution, light pollution, and air pollution. We will follow our passions, do what makes us the most happy. We will invent new societal standards for how we should live our lives. Everywhere you go, breathing poison, air pollution, noise pollution, chemicals in the water, processed junk food, tempting everybody everywhere you go.
This shit's starting to remind me of Far Cry 5.
People say that I'm crazy. But when you wake up in the morning, you look at the same news that I do.
People who are ignorant and hateful, caring about nobody but themselves. Our lives have been controlled by people who do not have our best intentions at heart. Whereas in modern society, and when I say cult, I mean culture. I'm creating a new culture where we can live in harmony. Society is not fit for human life. If you want to develop lifelong friendships that lead to families where children can grow up together, and we can have generations of children off-grid in our own new society, away from the degeneracy of modern society, that's what I'm working to create.
But anyways, that's pretty much all you need to know about scottlivez, or scottlivez, whatever the fuck his name is. I'll be surprised if this guy even gets to see 2026, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for watching.
We did it! Yay! We Sema. We did it!
No DJ Khaled, but we the best. Them chops howling, where you a best? If I catch you, I walk in.